What's up, Will and Grace fans? We are back for season 10, episode 1. We've got some new faces, some old faces in here and in the show. We're here to talk about it. Don't click away.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's going on, Will and Grace fans? We've got our amazing theme song going. I'm so excited to be back.
This was such an amazing episode.
You guys, like I said, we have some old faces, and not old, not like the episode hinted to, but we got some old faces, we got some new faces. Mayte, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be part of this panel.
We're very excited to have you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to have my regular ladies go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Hi, I'm Cristal McLaughlin.
I'm Louiza. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
And I am Timothy Michael. We are very excited to be back, you guys.
Yes,
and this first episode surely did not disappoint.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I missed this show until I started watching it.
So
good.
Good. Literally, I don't think I've laughed that hard watching a show in a really long time.
Yeah. Well, except for last season.
Literally, yeah.
Every-
But literally, I didn't realize how much I missed it until we watched it, and then I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Everything they say, it just mixes so well with today, especially all the social media stuff. Like, it's just amazing.
Yeah, you guys, it was so funny. Timothy was sitting right next to me, and my laugh was combining itself with your laugh the entire time. I was like, is that me laughing or is that you? Like, it was that
I know.
funny.
I don't know. And I'm a hitter when I laugh, you guys, so I'll like do this a lot.
Oh, yeah,
so
you did.
my time was like, stop.
I didn't even feel it.
So wrapped up in the show. I'm very excited about this season because we've got a star-studded cast, which we will talk about later on in the episode. But let's dive in really quick, shall we?
Yeah.
So Grace apparently is running for the president of City of Interior Design's longest name ever, aka the dumbest thing ever. What? Right. I guess it's just like a beautification of New York, which happens. I'm from New York, you guys. So, I mean, it does happen. And I like that. I like that they're kind of picking up in a way where it's establishing everybody has their kind of own lives going on. And Jack is still a hot mess.
Jack is still Jack,
He
right?
still has his boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay,
Yeah.
go
Fiance, man.
I
Remember
know,
that?
I know.
Engaged.
Accepts him fully, we see.
Accept him fully.
Yeah.
That was so
But you know what? It's
adorable.
just, we left off the previous season with Will and Grace wanting to work together, right?
Yes.
So obviously that plan fell through. So we see Grace just spreading her wings and trying to launch her own thing, right? Because they didn't touch on that at all.
Well, they
Right?
didn't touch on a lot of things, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping that it's not like when we left almost 10 years ago, and now last season premiered, and they kind of erased all this, the kids and like the divorce and like all this, like they completely wiped that out.
They did.
Last season we ended with Grace's dad moving in, but they never touched on it in this episode.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're going to continue.
I read somewhere that they were going to continue it.
okay.
Yeah, but they weren't going to include it in the first episode, but I heard it was going to drag along this season.
Okay,
That's
good.
what I read in an article, but
Good.
I'm not sure.
Well, I think one of the biggest criticisms that we had last season was that it was so quick that it was like one episode and then it was just very disconnected.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping now that they got renewed, now that they realize that fans are so loyal and they want them back, that they've mapped out this new season with more of a continuity, if you will.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that more guest stars have more of an arc, not just one episode. I'm hoping that they continue to, keep on themes and keep on scenarios that they've touched on in later episodes or last episodes. And it's not just like different scenarios every episode.
I think this new character, I think Noah will end
Yes.
up being somebody
yeah.
who's like a regular. Like
And the chemistry.
Yeah.
Come on, we all saw
Yes.
the sexual
We
tension
felt
there.
it.
Yes.
Like what's going down after the rice pudding, huh?
You guys, it's nice to see David Schwimmer back on primetime television.
Yeah.
I mean, I missed him. I don't know if you guys watch Friends.
Huge
are you
fan
kidding
of
me?
Friends.
Well, of course.
God.
I was just watching Good Morning America or something like that yesterday, and they were talking about how because they're playing it on Netflix, like everybody's kids are like they're watching it now.
Good.
So, like,
I got
it's been
goosebumps.
15 years.
Oh my
you
God.
guys. 15 years.
Wait,
So
since it ended?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And it made me feel ancient, by the way. But literally, one of the hosts was like, "Oh, my kids are like watching it now, and they're like 13 years old." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, they're like making it cool again."
It's like a tradition that you pass on from family to family, you know.
Oh, and by the way, they make $20 million per episode.
The Friends.
You mean at that time?
No, now.
What?
Now they
Residuals?
With residuals?
with the residuals.
Oh, of each person?
They used to make sorry, we're going off of off the
Clearly
subject,
going off of
but I
it.
thought it was kind of interesting that at the end of the season they were making $1 million per episode,
Oh,
and
I know
now
that,
they're now with the
Residuals.
they're making like 20.
Well, that's why we haven't seen David Schwimmer, because he
That's
doesn't
why they
need
don't
to
wanna
work anymore.
Yeah, that's why they don't want to do.
Yeah,
a reboot.
but like for
Yeah.
his role in this show, like he was so like stern and assertive, and I'm used to Ross, like the happy.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
lucky-
I actually
totally
liked
different.
his character
You
on this
did?
show. He looks great.
Yeah.
you
Yes,
guys.
he does.
He does.
I mean, if we're going to talk about, and I just want to talk about it really quick, because there was a lot of mention of plastic surgery and getting older in this episode. And between Karen and Sean Hayes and Will McCormack and friggin' oh my God,
Megan?
David Schwimmer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they all look great.
Yeah, they look good for their age.
They look great for their age.
I love the chemistry that Grace and Noah had together.
Oh.
That banter that they had. I mean, you felt it. And then the fact too that he kept his composure, and you can automatically tell, like, oh my God, if she goes under his skin, he's gonna love it. And I saw that like towards the end.
Well, that's my question.
Yeah.
Did you guys initially know that they might be a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She
She
stalked
the second
She
Will.
stalked him. Are you kidding
I mean,
me?
Grace saw that, of course.
Oh, yeah.
You know how she is. She eyes everyone, and she
Yes,
does.
and then her and Will were having that conversation. She's like, "Do you think I should go over there?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "Well, you and I are different."
Different.
Yeah.
So in that moment, I knew I was like, "Oh, okay."
And well, she kept coming
She's
back
going
every
after
second
it.
she left.
Yeah.
She kept on coming
times-
back.
third time's
you
a
know.
charm.
And finally, he's gonna buy her that rice pudding. So
Right. Well, but I mean, it's Grace. I mean, Grace always does whatever she wants.
Yes.
I like the way that they introduced David Schwimmer, because I don't know if you guys have had this scenario where you hold the door for someone and they don't say.
Oh my God! Yes.
yeah?
I'm guilty of that. Guilty because okay, so
Bad
that's
manners.
happened to me before, where like I keep the door open and I was like, "You're welcome," and sometimes they hear me or they don't, and I'm like, "Next time, I'm gonna close the door." On your face."
No, you have to make sure they hear you. That's the issue.
Well, when you say it but one time, it's like you're already angered, and then if you hear it the second time, it's like, God, are you kidding me?
I don't expect it. Like I do it because I do it.
Girl,
It's not because
no.
I mean,
it is rude. That's what I wrote here.
yeah,
It was
it's
like
rude.
bad manners. That's what I wrote down when
Yeah.
I was, watching that. I was like, "Oh, I hate that." The thought that I had in my head was, I hate when people do that to me.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, I do it because I want to do it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not because I'm expecting something
yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
And Noah took
Mayte.
it personally.
It just pisses me
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And I'm
does,
from
me
New York.
too.
I'm a New Yorker, so when you
Yeah.
hold the door for somebody, you better say thank you.
Yeah.
You better
Better.
say thank you.
Watch out for
And I liked
that.
how they introduced him. He's apparently a blogger, an influencer, whatever you want to call him. And he's called the West Side Curmudgeon, so apparently he's got an attitude on him. And like Louiza was saying, I liked his different character from Ross and Friends to this, because we haven't seen the side of David Schwimmer before.
Never.
And he played it very well.
So good. Almost like I hate to say this, but almost like a drug addict, kind of like Anthony
Yeah.
Bourdain-ish
Yes.
type of feel.
Yes.
Like that's what I got from it. Like very New York, and like he said, he doesn't like anything all frou-frou. He hates the cupcakes.
Yes.
He
and
wants
he likes
more porn,
Yeah,
Yeah.
porn, and he
You
wants
know?
to, he's like drink around the mouse.
Oh my God, that was
Which was
That
hilarious.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I just love how Grace said, if you retweet this, it will help me so much. And that's like everyone's issue to me, like with
Yes.
social media influencers. Like, please repost me. I'll get 5 followers
Follow
out of
me.
it.
Yes.
And I love how they put that in the show. They
Yeah.
always just are dead on with that.
It's very New York. It's very LA. And you're right.
Yeah.
The writers have continued
yeah.
with the whole, like, keeping the millennials engaged,
Yeah.
because that's what they do all the
That's
time.
what it is.
Yeah.
I say
have
they
to.
like I'm not one of them, but I didn't want to talk about it. We get to see Karen again, obviously, because she's one of the staples of the show, and she's got a little dilemma, and I wouldn't put it past the writers to give this her dilemma.
Yes.
What did you guys think of Karen's offense to having people having boobs that are hers?
It's ridiculous.
So
like,
funny.
really?
I don't know. I think I would be personally offended too.
And well, if they looked good on the other lady, I'd be like, okay, at least they're looking good
So
on her.
you think imitation is the finest form of flattery?
Ooh,
Yeah. Why not?
it depends on the situation.
I would feel good. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
like if
feel good,
someone's
too.
boobs were named Lulu's, like,
Yeah.
okay.
I
Yeah,
just
'cause
love
you
how
got
she
some
named
good
them.
ones.
Truth.
It's,
She
it's
does
so
have some good
funny
ones.
though. I do love how she named her boobs Karen Walkers, and I emphasized the S on that, and it's. I mean, literally, when I watched that part of the episode, I was just like, this is so Karen. This is like, first world problems for Karen.
Yes.
Exactly. To add on, she has so much money. She has so much time.
Right.
She's gonna do that.
Yeah.
And Will's like, really? No.
Yeah, really.
Like,
no.
bye. I'm eating my cereal and oatmeal. Get out of my
Yeah.
face.
Also, Will didn't really have much of a role, I think,
For this,
this episode.
He was very passive this episode. I agree
Yeah,
with you.
I think the only thing we got was the fact that he's now a teacher and he's gonna be teaching law. Like, I think that was his only niche that he had.
Yeah, and I once again have to bring it back to I wonder if they're going to keep the storyline from last season because him and Grace are supposed to be owning a business together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So where did
So
that
why
go?
is he teaching?
Isn't that weird? Like that sort of bothers me.
It bothers me too.
Right? That there's no like
Explanation?
Continuity.
Yeah.
continuity.
Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll like touch back on that.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to figure out. I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to figure out where they want to go.
Yeah, because last season, remember I mentioned where is Grace's baby, Grace's child?
Right.
Where?
Yeah,
Where is
they
that
erased
human?
all of that.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
But okay, see, but like that,
it easy,
but
Louiza,
like
take
that,
it easy.
I was able to forgive because it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, well, this was just last season. It wasn't that. It was a few months ago, guys. Like, let's have a clear picture of where we want to go and continue with the storylines that you have established.
Yeah.
But
Because we've had to adjust ourselves already as it is, and now we have
Of
to
course.
readjust ourselves once
again,
again.
yes.
It's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But we
Confusing.
digress. We love the
Yes,
show.
we love it. So funny.
Jack also has a dilemma. He's meeting. One thing that they continued with is that he's still engaged to Estefan from
That's great.
Spain, and he's
Español.
meeting his parents over FaceTime. That's a big step.
Yeah.
Huge, you know. Huge, like, meeting your parents via Skype or via Facebook, like for 2018, that's goals.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
But it's just for Jack to be in a consistent relationship now,
Right.
it's so good for
Yes.
I just love the connection that they have and the
Yeah.
fact that like through all of that situation that transpired that he was able to translate. It shows
Oh
how
my
close they are with
God.
each other.
Yeah.
That Estefan was able to translate what Jack was saying, and he was saying so much, so it was just so funny that he like repeated it.
God,
It kind of
yes.
sort of reminded me of that 70s show. What's his name from the 70s show? The way he used to talk.
Wilmer,
Not the
no.
Ashton Kutcher
Wilmer.
one.
Wilmer
Oh,
Villarreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way he used to talk, and then he like
Yeah.
talked really fast, and I was like, that reminds me of that show.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was just a
And
funny
that
moment.
banana, he murdered that
Oh
banana.
my God, that was
that was-
hilarious.
The physical comedy that Sean Hayes is
Oh
able to
my
achieve is
God.
insane.
Ridiculous.
It's like it's just I just
I
tip
think
my
that's
hat
were
to
we
him
lost
and I
it.
bow to him because
Yeah,
it's,
we were
it's just
loud.
amazing. Before we
Yeah.
skip to that though, really quick, I want to talk about the whole aging thing that they kind of touched on in this episode. So Jack is worried because he did some stalking, as we all have done with our
Lord.
No.
now President Boobs. Look at my tie.
we
She
don't-
knows.
We don't drive by or anything.
So he looked at Stefan's ex-boyfriends and he saw how good looking they were. And of course, Jack wants to go get some work done. And that's
So
what leads to his whole
insecure.
dilemma.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, guys. In the gay community, when it comes to looking young, we are probably as bad or even worse than women. It's called the Peter Pan complex, you guys. We want to
about
just
this
stay
last
young.
year, or
Yes.
last
We just want to
episode.
stay young forever.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but in today's society, that's what it
Normal.
is. I
There's
feel like
pressure,
Yes,
kind of.
there's pressure, and I also feel like it's trickling into the heterosexual world as well. Because
course.
I mean, now straight men are getting all these procedures done as well. I mean, I'm not gonna put it past myself. I would get it done. I would get some things done.
I would get
when I
some
need
Botox.
them, I'm gonna get them
Yeah,
done.
get some
Why
Botox.
not?
I always say that. Botox.
I always,
yeah.
well, here's the
start.
thing that I have
Yeah,
about
you're already
that.
too
I
late.
see nothing wrong with it as long as it's not extreme and you still look like yourself. If you're doing it and you look like Catwoman, that's a problem. To me, that's like you've got some sort of issue going on mentally that it needs to be fixed. But if you want to do a little here and there, like why not? If it makes you feel better, if it builds your self-esteem, like who cares?
It's all for
You're not hurting
self-love.
anybody.
If that's gonna make you happier,
100%.
do it.
I agree.
You have to small
We're
little
so
tweak
LA.
it and you have to do it. If that light bulb gets you happier, do it. If that
Someone from
fat
Kentucky's
transfer,
probably
whatever it
like,
is, you do
no.
it.
Yeah. But there's also like that ripple effect where if you start with something, then you notice something else, and then you know that's why you need a friend to tell you.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah, you need
might,
Cristal,
you
that's
might
how
want to stop.
Yes.
One time.
Agreed. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yes, I will tell you.
Yeah, she tells you how it is. Like,
She
like
got
it
some
is.
stuff. She was like, "What do you think?" I was like,
Hello, TMI.
Oh my God.
And if it wasn't Will and Grace, we wouldn't be able. I mean, the writers wouldn't take matters from being bad to worse, and of course they do, because
course.
now Jack has to interact with Stefan's dad,
Hilarious.
Oh my
who had a
God.
stroke, and now that he's licked this numbing cream,
he's over here drooling.
Gobble that up.
like what?
Who does that?
Who does that?
Yeah.
But like, you can't even fault it though, because Jack would do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
can we
true.
just talk about the perfection of the iPhone setting when he like
Oh my
with
God,
his
yeah.
hands like how
He
do
did
you
it
do
with
that?
his
His chin or something like who does like wow.
Yeah, I
Who
agree.
does that?
I agree.
It's a skill. He knows how to
Ugh.
use his mouth.
I mean, like I said, oh, my tongue got hurt.
This
She
show
looks
just-
quiet people, but she's not.
No.
She's a hot tamale.
She fits right in, you guys.
Yes.
So, like I was saying, the physical comedy of just Sean Hayes as an actor is just insane.
my
And
gosh.
if this is how we're starting off, I cannot wait
God.
for
Oh,
the rest
yeah.
of the season. It's just going to be great. And if you think about it, we haven't even seen him and Karen, his like wing woman, together yet. So
Yes.
there's a lot to
Yeah.
look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited.
On Grace's storyline, she obviously keeps coming back to this diner to harass Noah. Because she wants him to take down the
Of
tweet.
course.
Has anybody ever tweeted about you guys, and you wanted them to take it down? Has anybody ever tagged you guys in a photo that you didn't look good
Yes.
in,
Oh,
and you wanted to take them down,
yeah.
and then they didn't though?
It's like that needs to be.
You
that needs to be
report that.
straight.
That's what you do. I report it. I don't
do?
care. I report it.
You don't.
Yeah.
Not yeah.
I had a girlfriend actually recently. She came to visit me 2 weeks ago, and she posted this. I mean, my mom texted me. Okay, this is how bad it was.
That's how bad.
My mom saw it. She texted me, and she goes, "What's going on? Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, why?" And she sends me the photo, and she goes, "Please tell me you don't look like this."
Oh
It was
my
that
God.
bad. She was, "Are you sick?" Because I was sick that week. And I was like, "Not anymore." And she goes, "Please send me a picture right now."
Oh.
It was that bad. I looked gruesome. And so I text my friend, or DM'd her, I should say. And I basically told her, "You better take this down before I..." And then I sent her a bunch of bad photos. This is my best friend since third grade. So I sent her a bunch of bad photos, and I was like, "I'm about to post these."
You're like blackmail.
And and so we had a good laugh about it.
This
but,
is why
yeah.
there's a rule with my friends
Yeah.
and everyone. You ask me before
Yeah.
you post and you
Or
tag
make
me.
sure that it looks good.
Or you give it to me, I Facetune it a bit,
Yeah.
and then I send it
I
back.
already know that with you.
We
When we take
fixed
pictures, I'm like, okay, just send me what you think looks good, and
Send
then
me
I
the
will
final
edit.
copy.
She'll fix herself, and then I have to send it to me, and I'm like, let me Facetune this and get rid of this for me.
Hold on
you
a
know?
second.
It's like,
Let me tell you something about Louiza. She's the worst at taking pictures of you, but she sure as heck wants
Yeah.
you to take the best ones of her.
I
Sounds like
tried.
that.
oh, you
Sounds
know
like
what? That honestly, this whole situation of like people writing stuff that happens being a host here at AfterBuzz, because
Yeah.
sometimes we get criticism. Like I get stuff. I'm on Real Housewives of OC, and I made a mistake saying like a city was a state, and like a
Always.
mix-up. And there was just all these comments. And I'm like,
shade.
I wish I could get rid of this, but I can't. So you just have to live with it.
Yeah.
Also, because that's the industry, you know what you're signing up for. Whatever you say might be taken out of
Yes.
context. So all you gotta do is before you drop something, just say, "You guys, I'm gonna say this, but it might not be correct." Or
Yeah,
like,
I was in
no
the
offense.
moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. I mean, we've all
happens.
been there. And in
It's
this day and
life.
age with technology and social media, you have to be careful with what you tweet out there, because you never know what can come back to you.
But at least Noah was nice enough to take it down.
I agree. After this whole Grace coming back over and over and over again, could you guys feel like the tension building up between them?
The sexual tension is real.
course.
I mean, I like them together. I
do too.
Right?
Yeah.
Physically, they make such a great
Yeah.
couple.
Uh-huh.
They do
And I
look great
like
together.
The scruffiness, and
I
there's
do
something
like that,
bad
yeah.
about him. Like you're just kind of like,
Mysterious.
And no, but he said a very valid point. He said, "You like me and follow me because you're just like me. You're not where you want to be in your life. You attract what you are. Please,
Yeah.
that's
deep.
how it
but
is."
she never denied that either, because she said that from the very beginning that they had like this chemistry, that they
Yeah.
were the same person. She said that a few times. You know, she said that to Will, and then she said it to him.
Yeah.
Just like what was the Christmas episode of last year? You know, the Christmas man, Christmas Carol. What's his name? The mean guy.
I can't remember his name.
The Scrooge.
You know,
like
Scrooge. Both of them are Scrooges.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the Grinch. Something along those lines.
No, I hope that they continue this storyline. I hope that David Schwimmer is not just going to disappear after this one episode.
God,
I
no.
hope that they either continue to date and then break up, or they just continue to date. I mean, I would be fine with either one as of right now. I doubt that he's going to be on for very much longer if he does have an episode arc. So it's probably going to end at some point. But I'm interested. I hope. Like, I'm just saying. I hope that they keep the continuity of it because if we don't see him again, I'm gonna be like, really, guys, come on.
Yeah.
And I hope it's not like, he broke up with me over text next
Oh,
episode.
God, no.
You know what I mean? Because they did it last season.
I know, but I just hope no.
I know, and
I'll
I
be
like.
upset.
Yeah.
I know,
I'll be
me too,
upset,
and I really like his character, so I'm hoping
And I
that
just love how they
kept
bring
that.
back cool people. Like last time we had J-Lo and all
yeah.
the other people.
Yeah.
Like keep on doing that. I love that.
I
Yeah.
felt like this is one of their strongest episodes. We
oh,
laughed.
really? Yeah.
Literally,
It's great.
this whole panel laughed so
Yeah.
hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
so hard.
It was
Steven
great.
had to walk and be like, you guys calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm down, Louisa.
I want to touch on, just to close out really quick, the relationship between Karen and Will. Because they always have a very... Because you always think of Will and Grace and Jack and Karen.
Right.
But I'm going to bring it back to last season when Karen was consoled by Will over Rosario's death, nobody expected that it would be Will to get through to her. And in this episode, they had that moment when he's like, you're an awful human being and I will always be here for you.
Oh, God.
He reads her.
Yes.
He knows how lonely she is. That money means nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Of course.
I just love their relationship, and I love when they touch on it. I love when the writers give them those scenes.
Yeah, it was deep. What did she say to him? She's like, I know you do, or
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just ended there. I was like, oh my God.
They always have really good scenes.
And
Yeah,
she will
they
never
do.
allow herself to show that she needs someone.
Yeah.
That's just that wall she has, and that's up to Will to
But
kind
she
of break
was
through.
open to it, though, because she was like asking him for help as a lawyer. And he was like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
you know, I don't practice anymore. But that's how much love he has for her, is that
Yes.
he was willing to go back into it and, you know, fight for her and call it, you know, make sure that her breastises are called oogas, right?
And I've always felt that if any of them have a financial struggle, you know Karen will take care of
Oh,
them.
100%.
Yes.
Of course.
It's like that
Of course.
force
But
stuff.
all
Like
take
you're
care of
set.
each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In different ways,
Yeah.
which I love, and that's why
Yeah.
the foursome works.
Yeah,
I mean,
So
it's like
great.
a dysfunctional family.
exactly.
great foursome,
exactly.
Timothy.
I know, right? Like us. Like us. So that pretty much recaps our entire the episode, season 10, episode 1. I know we're both excited to be back. We have a whole season to look forward to, you guys.
I
We're
think
gonna
it's 18 episodes, too.
How many?
18.
18, you guys. 18.
Wow.
We're
I
gonna
have a lot of practice.
Right? We're gonna bring it back to last season with our next segment called our favorite line of the episode.
Yes.
We tend to love this one. And if you guys are watching, make sure you subscribe to @AfterBuzz TV on Twitter. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment. We love interacting with you guys. If you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating because we love 5 stars.
And Spotify.
And we just launched on Spotify, you guys.
Spotify.
Thank you for that plug, Louisa.
I read all of Phil's emails.
Yes, Phil, one of our producers here. Guys, favorite line. I'm gonna shoot it over to, since Mayte, you are the newest. Let's shoot it to you.
All right, I wrote quite a few, but
Good.
the one that really stood out to me was when Noah said, I only smile when old people and nuns fall. Looking at that. This is me all the time. If somebody falls or trips, I die of laughter.
Me too.
I can't hold it together so you guys don't fall.
I knew we liked each other. I knew we liked each
That's
other.
so funny. I love it.
That's my favorite line.
It's a good one. Louisa?
Okay, my favorite had to be Namaste away from me.
That is fun.
So
That's a good one, too. I
Really
like that one.
Namaste.
That was really good. Yeah, I like that
Oh,
one.
did I steal yours? Is that why you're
No,
looking at me?
girl.
Okay.
No, I got a better one, boo.
Okay, go.
So I liked when Mrs. Was it Timmer
Yes.
said to Will, "Your wife is rude," and he goes, "That's why we never have sex."
Love
That
it.
for me was like hilarious. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
I love that one. I loved when my favorite line has to be when Karen came in and she said, "Will, is Grace here?"
Oh, yeah.
To Will, or Grace, is Will here? I think I messed it up. Grace, is Will here?
Yeah.
I just love because she's just
Yeah.
it's Karen,
So
and I
it's
just
shade.
I
And then he
just
plays
love her.
along.
Yeah, yeah.
One more on wordplay. 1990 sexy or something like that. Jack said that
Yeah.
towards the end.
1996. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, no. 1990 sexy instead of 1996.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I killed that, but you know.
1996.
I like that too. That's a good one also. You guys, let's go into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Halloween's coming up. That just reminds me.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I wonder if they're going to do a Halloween episode. I would love that.
I know they will.
They probably
Yeah,
will, right?
Have to.
I know that it's only the first episode of the 10th season, but can you guys give me any predictions?
I have one.
Go ahead.
Since you mentioned Halloween, maybe they'll do like an episode where they're like in West Hollywood during Halloween, right? And they're like all dressed up and they go through the entire like parade and all that good stuff, and they get drunk and just lots of stories. I don't know. It just sounds good to me.
Sounds
Do
fun.
it.
It sounds fun. Yeah.
Predictions. Let's see. I feel like Noah and Grace are gonna date and become an item.
Yep.
And I feel like Jack might not last with his fiance. I feel like it's gonna end just like all of Jack's little
Shame on you.
situationships. You know what I mean, right? And that's about for now. I don't see anything too much with Will and Karen yet. Maybe next week. I don't know.
I have to piggyback on what you said about Noah and Grace, but I think Will is gonna get jealous, and that will kind of stir the pot a little bit, and everybody will kind of get involved and make it funny.
I like that. I like that. My time's coming with predictions, you guys.
There you go.
Welcome
Watch
to
out
my
for
time.
next week.
Yeah, I like it. If you guys have seen the promo, which I'm sure everybody here has, but if the viewers watching haven't seen it, go Google it. Or YouTube it. There's a star-studded cast this season, and David Schwimmer was just a taste. I think we have it pulled up. Our lovely engineer Bree is going to maybe play it. Oh, there.
Bring your voice up.
That's not Bree. So Matt Bomer's in it.
Matt Bob. Yeah.
John Cryer.
Oh yes.
Then I wonder why my name is on all those Emmy awards.
Oh, he's coming back.
Chelsea Adler. Oh my God.
Bring back Little Mike's. I found a mouse in my soda at Little Mike's once.
And we obviously saw that clip tonight. I mean, guys, just a star-studded cast, and I'm very excited to see what they do with these characters.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see who plays
Development.
who, and
Chelsea
so, yeah.
Handler. Damn.
Chelsea Handler,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a good one.
I'm excited about Matt Bomer because he's such a
Yes.
So hot.
such a
Yeah.
worker. You guys, that is our recap of season 1, season 10, episode 1.
That was so quick.
If you guys don't know sad news, a little bit of sad news, I will be passing the torch to Louiza.
Wow. Thank you.
I unfortunately cannot be here for most of the episodes this season. I will be popping in from time to time, so you won't miss my face. But in terms of lead hosting, I am passing it to Louiza. You are going to do a great job.
Yes, you
I'm so excited.
The fans love you.
Bear with me, and if you have any questions, you can be in our chat room and just play along. I'm so excited.
It's going to
Thank
be
you.
a fun season, you guys.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun.
I got excited.
Let them know where they can find you all.
Yes, I'm Cristal McLaughlin. You can find me on all social media at Cristal823. That's Cristal with an I. And I look forward to seeing you guys next weekend. Or next week, I should say.
Yes. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Louiza Shar.
Hey guys, I'm Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at This Is Mayte. Monday nights, Real Housewives of OC at 8 o'clock. Shaws of Sunset
Yes.
right after this at 9
Yes.
o'clock. So that's where you can catch me.
Mayte, my little Spanish sister. Get that accent, girl. I am Timothy Michael. You guys can
Carrillo.
find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. It has been a pleasure. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.